What is up, friendly folks? Welcome back to the low budget LCS. My name's LaChance. I'm joined tonight by Vega, and we have an incredible matchup for you guys.
I am absolutely hyped for this matchup tonight. I did a little peeking behind the scenes, a little behind the curtain. You know how the sausage is made. Let me tell you, unlike real sausage, I was very excited what I found. I'll slow drip what I found over the course of the night. But let me tell you guys, you are in for a treat between these two teams tonight. Two teams like to get down and dirty, like to get bloody in games. Should be a lot of fun.
That sausage comment was top tier, my friend. Truly, the shit that you were telling me about the teams that we are about to see tonight, I am, dare I say, titillated. This is a proverbial murderer's row of players sitting in front of us, just about ready to pop the fuck off. We've got a grip of people who just followed us real quick. Thank you so much to Ryun Lol, the Moby, Sonic X5040, Rift Dog, the Co-King 297, and Vaymira. Thank you guys so much for being the newest investors in the low budget LCS. We will see you at the board meetings in Vermont at the Denny's. You gotta go around back, talk to our buddy Todd. He's the assistant manager. He'll let you in. When you get in, those pancakes, they're on us. Thank you guys. Draft might be live. Let's see.
It is. We're in it.
Beautiful. Tabbing on over. Oh, I never put the link in. Enjoy the logos, folks. Some fire logos while I put the right link in.
I like it. We give an example of what it could look like. A potential draft.
Yeah, consider this a prediction of sorts. Where did I put this folder? This is good content, right? This is good. This is good.
This is great content.
Okay. Close. Beautiful. There we go. Hey, first pick Ash. I love to see it.
We did get it. And we also, most important thing I want to talk about this draft is the Shyvana ban.
Oh,
for
yes.
those who don't know, Griddy for God, absolutely amazing Shyvana player. 18-3 in week one. Got it one game. I imagine that will probably be the last game for a little while. But we get the handshake. We get the Ash to the Kai'Sa Rel. All popular champions. Very good. Past Prime. Bob went off very hard on the Kai'Sa last week in their game. I think a 22 kill game on the Kai'Sa.
Oh my god.
Very good performance there. So two teams that have very big pop-off potentials. Yeah, both went 2-0 in their first week. I'm going to hand it over for a second where I do my 10 real fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I've also just opened up my yerba mate. T. Schmidt, what's up, dude? Redeemed It Takes Two to Tango. One for each of my toes. Sorry, I saw a name, read a different one. That was Plead the Fifth. Famous support. Famous Zyra and Zerath support in the LBLCS. T. Schmidt, got my Denny's Grand Slam, ready for some low budget gaming. Hell yeah, so happy to have you here, man. An absolute pleasure. Is the Takes Two to Tango? That's the drinking one, right?
I don't remember. Is it?
I can't remember.
I think so. I think it is. I think it's 10 seconds of whatever they say, right?
Okay. This is an energy drink, guys. It's 8 o'clock at night. I know I shouldn't.
I had Smart Water. That was perfect. I was like, oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I need to find out the perfect concoction for me. But right now, we're just ripping yerba mates. Beautiful.
I want to give a shout out to Cryptic, who said it's LaChance and a boomer casting, which
Whoa.
last night we were playing, and Cryptic mentioned to me that he's been playing the game for 2.5 years, and then says, wow, Vega, when I started playing this game, you were still 30. Which was a very hurtful thing to say. And I just wanted that to be public that was said.
We're very close in age, you and I. I'm 31, so we're both boomers. If you're a boomer,
yeah, I just turned
also
32. Like weeks ago, like not even 9 days ago.
Dude, yeah. Don't worry. I'm in the same sinking ship that you are. We're barely a row away from each other.
Thank you.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Draft wise, we do have fun stuff. We have the Ashe Maokai Braum, a lot of team fight potential, a lot of control around space. Ashe Braum, obviously a lot of CC in that lane. Maokai, assuming that's a jungle Maokai, a lot of CC. While on the other side, a lot of the similar thing, a lot of setup for the Kai'Sa. Rel, very good engage, could be played jungler support. Victor, very good control mage in the mid lane, able to shove lately, has the gravity well. trap champions in it, and bans coming fast and furious. We do see a Renekton ban. On the other side, we do see an Echo and Diana ban, taking away some of those playmaking AP champions, and a Jax ban on the other side, just trying to pinch down that top lane pool. See what Past Prime decides to go with here. So they'll have to, assuming Rella's support, they could pick to counter the Maokai. They assume it's jungle, or they'll be blinding it. We'll see. So far, two teams that like to fight a lot have a lot of tools to fight each other, and I like that.
Absolutely. No, they've given themselves a great toolbox full of options here. And now we're just seeing, whoa, okay.
I like that. We like that.
Love a Kha'Zix.
Teams that like fighting like champions that kill other champions.
Who would have thought?
Kha'Zix is very good at that. One thing he does really well too is he adapts and evolves to the way the game is going. You see what I did there?
Oh,
like that?
that was fantastic. Working in some abilities there. Okay.
Also, purple champion to go with Kai'Sa. Don't want her to feel too
Love
alone.
that.
Orange champions.
You can
Ooh,
never...
and Alawi.
Whoa. Beautiful. Is this now? Is Griddy for God? Is this the team with the Shyvana top?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's played two champions so far, which were
right.
Shyvana and Alawi. So,
and had success in both.
Yeah, and they went to the Fiora. I love the dichotomy of the two teams, where on one side you have this very big like meatball, we want to get you in an area and we want to fight you in that area, and the other one where it's like we want to separate you. You know, we want Kai'Sa dashing onto someone who's caught out. We want Kha'Zix getting isolated. We want Fiora split pushing against your Alawi, and so it creates this really cool idea of the push-pull, the tug of war of who's going to get their way in the game, right?
Absolutely. Speaking of who's going to get their way, predictions have just gone live, and that means you at home, get 5 minutes to bet your schmeckles on the outcome of this match. Griddy for God versus Past Prime. We will see if we can find religion or if we truly are out of date. Redeemed, it's pronounced like Cryptic says Illinois?
Oh, yes.
Was there a fight about the pronunciation of the state?
No. Actually, so for people who don't know, Cryptic is on Silent Assassins, the team I coach. So in our draft sheet, we have a sheet where, it has our champion pools and like rated of comfortability to not comfortable. You know me, I love Google Sheets.
Oh, dude.
So instead of Ilawi, it just says Illinois in the sheet. And so when we draft, we always say Illinois if that's something we're going to play.
Classic.
And I like to pronounce the S because I think it upsets people. Illinois,
for sure. Yeah. There's no sure way to send someone from the great state of Illinois into a blind rage than to hack away at their state name. But, I had a somewhat, not even a similar conversation, but we were talking about Lucille and Luciel, sort of as if you were pronouncing the name of an angel or a seraphim.
Luciel.
Luciel, right. So just the spellings are apparently somewhat similar. You're like one letter away from Lucille being Luciel or something along those lines. Hey, huge American fan. Thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for being the newest investor in low-budget LCS. Happy to have you tonight. Thanks for joining us for some Bangarang games.
I like that name because I, too, am a huge American fan.
Yes, aren't we all? Tonight, we're all huge American fan. Singular.
Fan, yeah.
Now, double the Schmeckles on Past Prime right now. How's your Schmeckle fund doing, Vega? Where are you in the economy?
My own team griefed me and lost a lot of my money that I won in the double jungle game. But, we've recovered. We're over 2,000 again. We're okay.
Another friend.
And I'm going to keep up with, betting the under every time. So I always wait until the end and then vote.
That is Vega's patented strategy. Always bet the under. And I got to say, when it works, it works. Am I wrong about this? Did you walk away with 30K on a win once?
Yes, I have before.
Okay.
But it didn't last long. I think I lost it nearly immediately. But that's just the game.
Right.
That's just the game you play. I think always you should bet the under because here's the thing. If you have no money, you'll win a bunch. And if you have a bunch, it probably won't be the under anymore.
Love it. It's fantastic. It's a surefire way.
It's something.
Bravuk, thank you so much for being the newest investor in the low budget LCS. And I think we can all agree that tonight, we're all Bravuk.
We are all Bravuk.
We all know what it means, and there's no doubt in our mind. Okay, Vega, we've seen team comps, and we're gonna, what these game ones are for in these best of threes is for us to sort of get the measure of the stage, right? Find out who we're dealing with, how people are feeling on the night. So right now we can only look at champions and say this feels good. The players can't factor into it as much as they will for game 2. But which of these compositions tugs at your heartstrings a little bit more?
Okay, if you just showed me the 2 comps and I didn't know anything else, normally I would kind of err towards the blue side draft, just because I feel like when you play team fight comps like that, they're inherently a little bit easier to execute on. They don't require as much like coordination, things like that. It's easy. Malphite goes in, you shoot an Ash Arrow, Galio ults. That's pretty straightforward. Whereas, stuff like Fiora and Kha'Zix, things like that require, kind of precise movement or kind of really taking into account how a fight's developing, it'd be a little bit harder. But with that said, it's kind of like the risk-reward, matrix, where if played correctly, Fiora and Kha'Zix, can be insane carries that make it extremely hard for champions on the other side to play. But heart of hearts, not knowing anything about the teams, I would normally err towards blue side. But
sure.
One awesome thing is it's week 2, and even though we've seen like a week of games, everybody's only played one person. So we're in that weird stage of like, wow, these people look, really good. But it's like, well, if they've only played one person, maybe they just had a good read that week, or another team hadn't been able to practice. So I think week 2 is almost one of the most important weeks, because that's where you get the separation, right?
Right.
Where some teams are going to be 2-0.
Right.
And that's when you start to see like, okay, this is actually a pretty good team because they were able to repeat their success. We have 2 teams here who haven't even dropped a game yet.
Yes.
So it's very exciting to see like, okay, both of them looked really good week 1, but who can repeat that success going into the next week?
Absolutely. And I mean, have we dropped our fact about the number of kills in week 1?
No.
Would you like to enlighten us about what we might be about to witness?
Yeah, so for people who don't know, Past Prime in week 1 had a 2-0 victory, right? There was no game 3. I want to stress that before I give you this stat. Past Prime in week 1 totaled 98 kills over 2 games.
Jesus Christ.
They are averaging 49 kills a game. And you know what's crazy is they did get 49 kills in one of the games. It's actually insane. Pretty nuts stat. I did have to double check that. But you know what's even crazier is Griddy for God is second place in kills with 60 over 2 games. So they averaged 30 a game. So both of these teams got a ton of kills in week 1. Just to like throw it out there, Bob Timer and Visions on Past Prime, both are the 2 highest average kills in the league. That's 17.5 average kills for Bob Timer, and their mid laner Visions at 12.0. And guess who's in third? It's Griddy for God with 11.5.
God. Oh
it's
my
actually
God.
These 2 teams at the top of the kill ladder all across. Oh, thank you so much.
Of course. Of course. Getting better every day.
The coordination you only get over a whole season, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. We just know, it's the back and forth. If we were professional jugglers, it'd maybe look a lot more visually cool, but we're doing cool shit back here. Okay. All right. Here we go into round 1. Griddy for God versus Past Prime. Time to see what can be done. Some classic 5-point defenses right here. Both teams want to take this opportunity to get the measure of each other. Make sure that no early mistake. Look at that. A little bit
We love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Waving hello across the river. Now, a classic pause. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Now,
It's just making sure we're ready. We're getting the LCS stage delay set up.
yeah, it's classic. It's a special, for sure. I was watching some LBLCS on a night that we weren't casting with a friend, and they said, "Oh no, the stream's paused." And I said, "No, don't worry. That is just something that the spectator client does. It just stops working sometimes for a bit."
That's actually totally normal.
Yeah, that's how you know it's working.
Yeah. One thing to point out early in the game, take a quick look over at Summoners. Bot lane really the only deviation for the teams. You do have Cleanse on the Kai'Sa, Ignite on the Rel. That's pretty normal, especially playing against Braum, Maokai, Ashe, all these champions that, have a lot of hard CC. Definitely Cleanse is good to take. Meanwhile, you have Exhaust on Ashe and Heal onto the Braum. So nice little choice there for a little bit of trading in lane.
Beautiful. And in the top lane, of course, it is Griddy for God. Now, do we think this is a reference to the, what is it, Pittsburgh's hockey mascot? Griddy?
There's a dance called the Griddy, and I'm going to assume.
Sure.
That they're griddying for God.
What am I? Can someone tell me what I'm thinking of? What is that? Do I have the right name for that
Griddy,
mascot?
Griddy's, is he the orange thing?
He's that horrible orange monster.
Yeah, the horrible creature.
Right. Okay. All right. Not
when
too
are we
far
gonna
off.
We need LBLCS mascots.
Vega.
That's the next step. That's the next step, I think.
You have opened up an insane can of worms. You're absolutely correct. LBLCS mascots, next thing on the docket for sure. Oh, these early lanes so far, just some pretty casual, a little bit of trading for damage back and forth. No one's committed to everything. Really nice use of the Ashe slows and the W's in this bot lane. They clearly fully understand what their poke is capable of, shoving them under tower, taking in those autos just outside of turret range. You love to see it. And both junglers just seems like they're going for a full clear.
Yeah, and a nice little difference in the jungler here that I think is really smart. A little bit of trading, but I do like that Griddy for God has recognized that their bot side will be the shoving lane and both of their solo lanes will be pushed in. So you see Maokai clear top to bottom, so you make sure he doesn't get invaded, and his bot lane is the lane push, so he's able to get back in. Looks like they are trying to set up a gank here, though. Not going to happen. Okay.
Yeah, lots of poke coming out of this Victor. Okay, up here in the top lane, Fiora and Alawi going back and forth. Oh, but look at that proc on the other side of the Alawi. Will Wolf Skull Rider? That's going to be a mouthful to say throughout the night. I wasn't sure if they were going to flash for it. They decide not to. They're happy with the poke as is, and that is a very low health Alawi who is going to be forced to back.
Yep, and we do see now Kha'Zix invading, getting a little peek into the jungle here. Meanwhile, Maokai on the other side doing the same. We could have something happen here as...
Yeah, look at this. A taunt coming through. That's a gravity well being dropped. A jungle diff copium coming in right here. That's the flash and the W. Do they have the damage on this Victor? A flash down to his jungler. Kha'Zix is here. It's a 2v2. Mid laner and jungler versus mid laner and jungler. Look at that Galio over the wall. The damage onto this Victor. The health. Oh, the health pot is going. Oh my god, a flash forward. Galio trying to get to some allies. The screen pauses, of course. Kha'Zix maybe in a rough bit, but the bot lane's coming up as well. Nope, just the Rel. Rel's coming too. That's just gonna be, oh, a flash over the wall. They missed the W, but the slows are coming through on the autos, and Kha'Zix in some trouble right here. Wait a second, first blood. Rel somehow solos the Maokai on the other side of the screen. I did not even see that happen, but that is map awareness, folks. 1 for 1, and both junglers pay the price of the gank.
Yeah, the absolutely insane part is Victor's the one who lives. The original play on to Victor there. They barely get out. Maokai invests the flash early to try and make sure that they can get the root onto Victor, get him pushed back, but they just don't quite have the damage, and he's able to walk it out. Kha'Zix ends up being the one to go down there, but they do get a trade kill back onto the Rel, but Griddy for God, you're going to like the fact that you got the kill onto your Ashe while the other team got a kill on support.
Yeah, not bad at all. And God, if only we had replay capabilities, we would show you how that Rel killed that Maokai. I'm assuming it had to do with damage. That tower shot, pretty dangerous. Wolf Skull Rider taking some tentacle damage, but Griddy for God is surrounded by minions. Let's see, health bars about the same. These two top laners dueling themselves to a standstill.
Yeah, pretty crazy matchup there. You see how close it is. A lot of times playing against Alawi is all about just dodging out that initial E. Once the E is down, it's a little bit nice trade there.
God, Ashe Braum is just so fucking annoying. That
It is.
Oh, The slows from the autos almost guarantee that you will see that proc from the Braum. Passive junglers 1v1 right here, a level down on the Maokai. Looks like they're just gonna handshake, walk away. Here's the ult being dropped right here. That's the flash across, but the flash away. Griddy for God, still a level down right here. He gets the soul. Can he get the damage though? Here we go. One more auto should do it from either. Who's gonna get it? It's the Alawi. He does it. A level down. Griddy for God. The religion is for real, and they get the kill.
Holy moly, it's so close. The flash away, and Fiora doesn't have vision to get it path an auto attack there or do anything. Doesn't know when the E is coming out of the bush, and so close right there. Oh my goodness.
Okay, a little bit of a peek into what the fuck we are in for tonight. Pluckin' Penguin just gonna pick up that scuttler up there. God. Wow, the flash away, a completely reasonable flash from the Alawi. They flash across from, flash across the Alawi. Sorry, the Fiora flashes across the Alawi to get the harder proc, right? They try to get on the opposite side, trap them, but that flash into the bush, cutting vision, so good. And now the stream's been paused long enough that I'm a little bit worried. What do you think?
I'm gonna check mine, hold on.
Uh-oh.
It is happening in mine, but.
Good. All right, well, we're back.
Okay, no spoilers, Okay, yeah.
Don't even sweat it, folks. We're not worried at all. Here we go, another gank coming through. This is a Rel roam up here. Galio not able to dash his way through. That's a big taunt, but still in the gravity well. You're gonna get locked up, and Rel gets another kill because they deserve it.
Yeah, honestly, Rel, great roam timing, great coordination there on the 3-man play mid. We saw before, even before that play, Red Side had the gold lead. A lot of that is because Victor's been able to shove this mid lane in and get a CS lead. More trading in the top lane, even though Alawi got the kill. Fiora's still very good into this matchup, and this is a big wave coming into the tower. Alawi gonna have to be careful here. Does have teleport if he needs to get a base.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just even still, more kudos to Griddy for getting that kill, because this Fiora has been really dominant. The engage here onto the Braum. They get the stun onto the Ash. Pluckin' Penguin coming down as well. But look at that. Secret Service Braum absolutely not letting President Ash take any damage. That was unnecessary right there. And that's going to be a fearsome duo to gank.
It is. It's really hard, especially when the wave is that large. There's a lot of bonus CC you just get off naturally. Braum hitting a Q or even an auto attack on someone.
Okay, Soul gets through. That's the ultimate from the Alawi as well. A lot of damage coming down quite quick. Can they get another? Wow, look at that. The Soul does get popped. There's one more. Oh my God. Griddy just does not care what is going on. That was a masterclass in dueling right there and keeping your calm. Both of these top laners. Oh, we've definitely got another fight coming up right here. Here we go. No ult from the Maokai. No ults. Oh, here we go. Ult from the Ashe right there. Immediately level it up. Get onto the Rel. And there we go. Everything going in, but Loki's going to pull them only deeper into the tower, getting the ult themselves. I do believe, yes, that is the Maokai falling. A 1-for-1 jungle for support. Oh.
Yeah, this is full-on supportal combat. Both supports with kills now. You have to attack the enemy Rel in lane because she's the one with the shutdown, actually. A lot of action on both sides of the map. It's a fun game. 200 gold apart now, too, at 9 minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, getting that extra shutdown gold. We see Kha'Zix working on the Rift Herald up there. Look at this. Bob Timer in a little bit of trouble right here. Nice cleanse. Steamer Buns taking the turret aggro. Really clean.
Really nice dive there. Very hard for Kai'Sa. Does burn the cleanse, but unfortunately, even with the cleanse and flash, there's not much you can do when they get around you there. The Braum stun, so dangerous. Even if you were able to flash and get stunned out of the way, you're still slowed from both of them, so it's not like you can actually run away. And just great play there from the bot lane. Early pressure here for Griddy for God. Doing a very good job using the CC they have to impact lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're starting to see narratives develop here. Okay, Galley going in. But the gold is relatively even with the kills that have been going down. Nice taunt from the Galio. But obviously, Griddy getting pushed around in lane, but winning the fights when it comes down to it. Ashe Braum being very proactive with their CC, their pressure in the lane, but these roams from Rels as well. That was a nice dragon pickup. There's the W. That's a slow coming from Steam Buns. Ashe coming through as well. We got a Maokai ult on the way. It's going to connect with both of them. CC comes through. They're still rooted. W onto the Rel. That's a flash and a flash. A great interrupt right there, but Kai'Sa goes for the kill and absolutely gets it. Flashes back under tower. That that was a 1-for-1. That was incredible from Past Prime.
Yeah, that was actually insane because that play looked doomed from the start to be an 0-2, but might have a counterplay in mid lane.
Yes, we do. If something's happened on one side of the map, oh my God!
Oh!
Wait a second, he gets it! Whoa! Wait, what was that last thing that traveled from Kha'Zix? I know he threw his, whatever, his shooting thing, but it seemed like something else followed.
I will tell you. Hold on.
That was wild.
We don't have replayability, but we do have Vega rewatch the play ability.
Beautiful. That's our version of it. It's as high tech. I gotta say, those two back-to-back plays in my head, they count as wins for Past Prime. Here we go, clearing out these wolves as well. They get some plates in the mid lane, the back and forth, and Past Prime notably was... Dude, what was it?
It's the... what's the rune called?
What does he have?
It's the proc on... He shoots it with rockets and then the proc on whatever that money rune is. I can't think of the name.
Does that do damage?
Yeah, I mean, it is the first strike icon that flies at him. I didn't think it did damage. I just think it got money, but
that's so
what
cool.
happened.
God damn. Mighty support. If you can find that out, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. If you can confirm or deny, that would be awesome. I do want to point out, even though the bot lane plays have been really successful inside of Griddy for God, Bot Timers managed to still come out 2-1 right now, which we know how much of a menace Kai'Sa can be. And we haven't seen Victor's real power shown yet on the map. Victor, a very good scaling champion, needs to upgrade those abilities and has a big CS lead in mid lane. And that's where a lot of this gold lead is going to come from. Once the team fights start, becoming a little bit more chaotic and things like that, that's where you can really see this Victor shine.
Yeah, absolutely. Cryptic says, yes, it does. First strike does do damage like that. So that's incredible. That was... Okay. It had to work out exactly like that for the kill to come through.
Barely killed.
Yeah. Oh, my God. All right. Well, these two teams are certainly in fighting shape. Great stun. I love seeing a double stun. Fantastic. Both these bot lanes are just playing out of their minds. Honestly, there's not a part of the map where people aren't having an excellent game. Like, just a lot of excellence all over the place. Kha'Zix going through this mid lane right here. Okay, what do you think's gonna break up these lane assignments, right? We've seen supports roam, we've seen junglers all over the place. Obviously, this first tower going down is gonna shake some things up, but where do you think that's gonna happen, Vega?
Mid lane looks to be the current pressure point. Victor's getting a lot of shove there, but I always worry about this bot lane, actually, because they've been setting up dives and ganks here so much. Either one or the other, I feel like, is gonna break. Either a gank is going to be turned, since there's a very clear strategy on the side of Griddy for God that they're bringing Maokai to the bot side of the map, right? He's been here several times. He's setting up. He's hanging out in this bush for a while. So do we get a Kha'Zix counter gank? Do we get something there to where they're able to turn and get that?
Here we go. That's an ult right there, an immediate flash. Cut away to the mid lane right here. Gravity well. The CC does not land. Boy, really just dropping it right here. Oh, God, that's Kha'Zix for you, folks. That is Kha'Zix.
Don't ever be alone. Yeah, well, like I said, there's probably going to be the first tower.
Yeah.
Mid lane pressure does finally give way to that. This Victor very strong, and we see the strengths of both teams. One team has a lot of CC in the bot lane. They're abusing that fact. Another team has very good isolation damage that they want to bring to the mid lane, and they want to take the ganks there to Galio because they don't want him to ult away.
Oh, great riposte right there from Skull Rider. Really very excellent. Nice. Clearing this vision out. They don't want any surprises down here in the bot lane. Their safety is the utmost important to Griddy for God. And they're taking pains. Nice little ward on the tower. You can never have too many wards. That's what I always say.
You're expecting that tower to go down. It's a pretty decent ward. Looks like they're not quite going to push immediately, but yeah, like what we were saying, I mean, right now there's two clear play points for each team. One team is going to want to stack dragons, play around their bot side of the map where they're strong. The other team wants to isolate, get these lanes spread out, and find picks with the Kha'Zix. Which now that the mid tower is gone, Victor has a lot of ability to roam around.
Yes, he does. And speaking of dragons, Infernal Drake has spawned, and it looks like Pluckin' Penguin is on it. Past Prime want this Drake. They are going to pick it up very easy and clean. God, Griddy. just getting this poke in right here. He's gonna go for the ult, and the damage comes through on the Alawi. Oh my god.
I mean, Wolf didn't even have time to think. I didn't think that was gonna deal that much damage.
Oh.
Is that
What? Why? Why? That just seemed like a lot. But however it came to fruition, it did. And Griddy for God really, really knew what they were up to. Jesus, if this is them on the Alawi, I'd hate to see them on into Shyvana. Plucking Penguin going in, does go for the stop right there. Nice. Using the vision. They should have him dead to rights. Plucking for Penguin gets it, but cut down to the bot lane. Loki gets taken out. A 1-for-1. These teams are non-stop action. If something's happening on one side of the map, they instantly pull the trigger on the other.
It's absolute insanity right now on the map, but we see it is Dustblade Alawi, so that's a lot of where that damage is coming from.
Makes sense. Look at that, the ult and the cleanse, but the W from the Maokai over as well. They're getting those autos off. Can they do it? They do. Really, really, really good gank. Steam buns. And you can see they had the cleanse in mind. They brought the appropriate number of CC that they would require to get through that summoner spell. This is clean. The gold's still even, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And both sides, it's not how I really expected that this game would go. Because I thought that it would be more, I thought the Ashe Braum would have pressure, but I thought the top lane Fiora would have pressure, and it would be all about the Galio getting ults, but it's actually the opposite.
Look at this down here, the teleport coming down in the bot side. This is a gank. Oh, teleport's coming through as well. Look at this, everything going in onto the duo. They are going to get them, and then turn their heads to the Galio, who, took the blast code in the wrong place. They have the flash. They get over Everfrost to stop the Fiora, but the Fiora's going to keep going. They want this kill, and they should have it. That's it. Look in the mid lane right here. Wait, this is a huge shift in momentum. Plucking Penguin 1v1 with the Maokai right here, but Maokai is a tank just trying to get to that Rift Herald, and they do get to it. Let's see. This is a lot of damage coming out from the Kazakhs. Can they get that last kill? One more Q should do it, but the turret and the slow, and he gets the kill, an extra 700 gold. That was a great bounty. Oh my god, 10-10.
Holy moly, what a game. And I was going to say, it's LCK speeds here. We saw one kill that became another kill, a tower. All of a sudden, it looked like it was going to fall apart, but Maokai, just such a good heads-up play. W in... Oh, but arrow did land Bob. I don't think he's going to cover, but immediately gets the eye, kills it, gets back to tower, and gets just enough slow under tower to get that shutdown, and that's big because Maokai gets tanky. It's a lot harder for, Kazakhs to do things in this game if he gets W'd in a fight.
Absolutely. And kills are even. But gold is anything but. We're about a 3K different. Griddy for God. Really, really scary. Not trying to fuck with that tentacle monster right now. Good move getting out of there. So, 10-10 kills, right? But this is the first, let's, it is a significant gold lead, right? It means something. We're not at what the game has been for the last 18 minutes, which has been, less than 1,000 gold difference for the most part. We're starting to see Past Prime pull away. Now that they have some extra money, let's see what they can do with it, especially with players like Griddy for God. Let's see if he can win the 1v1 again, but that was an excellent repost, and let's see, Wolf Skull Rider might have it, but a flash away. Getting a little bit of healing, getting those cooldowns, but fuck, what are those? The cannon minion stops the tentacle pull. Here we go again. Galio gets the taunt, but just way too many members here. That's the smite. Very nice dash here from the Galio, trying to ult his way out, but they've got the CC. And Past Prime, victories on opposite ends of the map.
Yeah, and this is the area of the game. Oh, beautiful riposte on the ult there. But this is the kind of game that Past Prime wants to play, right? Hectic all over the place. The Kazakhs feasting.
Look at that ult being dropped by the Victor right here. So much damage being done. And oh my god, the stun. One more auto should do it, but they don't get it off. Victor gets out. And now Rel's here. This is true supportal combat. Support vs support right here. Loki has got all the health in the world. Plucking Penguin comes to pick up that kill. And once again, victories all over the map for Past Prime.
Yeah, great job punishing when they get a lead. And I'm going to say one of the most important plays of this game is Fiora TPing in to get the 2 kill spot.
Griddy for God might not know everybody's here. That's the CC and the damage coming through, and they obliterate the Alawi. Well done.
Just like that, Alawi is gone. And yeah, Fiora gets the 2 kills on the TP bot. That puts her back on even footing with the Alawi, and now we're seeing the matchup as we thought it might be. The Fiora counter pick, the last side on red going into the Alawi, trying to get that counter matchup. And the people who need to be fed on the side of Past Prime are, right? It's the Kha'Zix, the Victor, and the Fiora, the three matchups that, you know, they kind of wanted to get ahead. And now, big job for Galio and Maokai to keep that Ashe clean.
Absolutely, yeah. Protect the Ashe. Make sure that Alawi can find these favorable fights. We saw for the first time all game Alawi losing a 1v1, and then we saw overwhelming force being brought against them. And both of these teams have shown us they can layer CC appropriately. You have to have the appropriate amount of counters because no one is misplaying so far. Can the Sapperling steal it? Come on, baby. All right. Always worth a try.
I'm always on board for a sapling steal. We are in a little bit of an awkward part in the game right now where both Galio and Ilawi, or Illinois, are going to struggle in side lanes. Illinois. They're going to struggle in side lanes, right? Because both Fiora and Victor very strong at the moment.
Look at this. This is a patient bait right here. Ashe, though, is the one in danger because over the wall. Here we go. Great ult, great exhaust as well. Plucking Penguin forced to flash away. And they both agree now is not the time to fight. Griddy for God did teleport in, though. You've got everyone in the neighborhood. Look at Fiora. Okay, Fiora was in a flanking position. They're a known quantity now. These are good wards from Past Prime. They've got to be cleared out. But that's another thing that Maokai brings to the table, right? You get that Sapling warding. You're never mad about that. They are going to start up Baron. They're saying this is worth the play. Galio teleporting into ult range. A teleport coming in from Fiora as well. This could be the fight that determines the game right here. Dash away from Skull Rider, right? Fiora does not want to get caught just yet. Kai'Sa's going to go in for a little bit of poke. Maokai going to go in. That's a W, but a lot of damage being taken. Ult dropped by Victor. Not moving it, keeping it right there, and they are going to pull off. They don't want to risk everything just yet. Oh, a lot of cards being played, but no one fully commits. They do back out, and yet as I say that, of course, Griddy for God walking back towards Baron. Was this a triple-double backwards bait? They're going to start the Baron up again. Plucking Penguin is at half health. Loki is here as well. A teleport coming in this time from the Victor. Kai'Sa, Fiora on the southern side of the map, below the river. Let's see, that's the Ashe arrow. Does not connect with the Kha'Zix, who does jump away. There's a lot of poke here. Oh, that's some CC right in the middle. That splits Maokai off. Plucking Penguin, though. Any CC lands on the Plucking Penguin, they can be taken down, but right now they are just harassing and harrying the backline. Here we go, that's a speed up going, and Loki goes in, that's massive CC, but Griddy for God getting so much damage off, cannot see who's alive right there. Galio going in for the CC, but Ashe still lives on the backline. Oh, a 3 for 3, an amazing fight off of that Rel engage, and it may have been fought to a standstill, as long as it doesn't go any further.
Yeah, you see the reason both teams go for the call. The Baron call initially because they chunk out the Kha'Zix. Oh.
Plucking Penguin going for it. Steam Bud Buns. Oh, they get out.
Okay. He's just skinny enough. But you see the reason the call. They chunk the Kha'Zix out, and Ashe does not have to blow her flash initially in the fight. So they reset and they start the Baron, hoping, okay, we're going to pull the Fiora TP, or we're going to have advantage Baron. But once Fiora TP's in, they're like, okay, we need to back off. We need to play safe here. But they see Fiora walk across mid to go towards bot lane to split push again. So they say, oh, this is our window. Kha'Zix hasn't gotten a chance to base yet, doesn't have flash. We can bait them into a fight. And it actually is a pretty close fight there. Alawi didn't even get to ult in that fight. If you imagine that pile of people with the Alawi ult on it, that could have gone very differently. But good job by Past Prime not overcommitting to either side, protecting the Baron while also maintaining a lead. But this is a much closer game than the gold lead would let you think.
Absolutely. And I am so impressed. This is, of course, Executive League. This is our highest level of play in the low budget LCS, and I'm so impressed by both of these teams. Really just the dancing back and forth, right? That decision making, that threat assessment. Do we pull off? Do we start it up? And as I say that, they started up once again. Will third time be the charm for Griddy for gold? Sorry for the tabbing back and forth. That's some poke with Victor over the wall right there. That's actually a huge amount of damage being taken. The Victor ult being dropped as well. Oh my God, almost losing their whole line right there. Loki's gonna go in and catch at least 3 targets. Bun low on health right here. Alawi ulting in the back line. Can they get enough damage through? But Kha'Zix is ripping through them, and look at the low health. Wait a second, Ashe is still alive. Can they get these kills? The W in for the Maokai. He's gonna go down. Lots of low health targets, but I think they've got it. They killed the Maokai, and that is a 5 for 1 as the base is in shambles and Skull Rider is right where they need to be. Vega, this could be the game.
It could be the game. They go for the Baron call because Fiora's in bot lane and they don't have someone to match her, so they bet it all on a Baron play, but unfortunately, much like some people schmeckles, they're coming up 0 in this game, and I think we're going to get a 1-0 for Past Prime.
Absolutely. Oh my God, what a game. I cannot wait for game 2.
Yeah, what's crazy is that game has, 37 kills, and that is well below average for both of these teams.
100%. And now they've gotten the measure of each other, right? That was still more than a kill a minute. God, a lot happened in those 25 minutes.
Absolutely. That was a action-packed game, to say the least. Both teams clear advantages early, clear play styles that they wanted to go for, and it looked like early, on the side of Griddy for God, that they were going to have the advantage, that they were going to be the team that was kind of dictating around the bot. What we see, once the Victor got a couple items, once Fiora picked up a kill or two, that shift into that side lane priority, and they played it perfectly to get themselves that first game. The second they got an advantage, they never looked back.
Well, hot damn. Let's just take a peek at these charts. Hella damage from that Victor. My God. That was so much coming through. Ashe next. Kha'Zix after that. Alawi after that. I mean, if the top 4 damage dealers are split 2 and 2, that's good. But then you look at that Victor damage and you're like, oof. The poke is real. But I think both of these teams are definitely within arm's reach for each other.
Absolutely. I think it's important that they did a really good job that game on the side of
another friend.
My bad. Past Prime, by denying Galio ults, by picking the Victor and constantly shoving the lane and bringing over the Kha'Zix to get that pressure and never let Galio feel safe to get an ult. I don't think we saw a side lane ult that game, but you see the idea. What they wanted to do was bring that Galio bot lane, right? They wanted to bring Galio down and, get the dive on bot lane a lot, but they weren't ever able to get out of that lane, and that's just unfortunate. We'll see if they have an answer in game 2. We'll see how this draft kind of evolves itself. But if you don't mind, I'm going to hit the little caster's room for 30 seconds.
Please do. I will maybe get us into draft, and maybe I'll read off some facts that I've got here. Let's see.
You have some great facts. You do have some great facts. I'm
you.
going to leave my headset on just so I make sure I don't miss any facts.
Hell yeah. No, of course, man.
Right
Please. Okay, so, we message the captains before each of these games. We want to let them know how the cast is going to go, how the stream's going to go, and sometimes we ask for some facts. So, on the side of Past Prime, oh, hold on. Getting a bunch of messages coming through. Apologize. Hold for tech issues on my end here. Okay. So Griddy for Gold. Griddy for Gold's fun facts are that apparently Steam Bus went to the same school as Wolf and Penguin, so small ass world. And also their top laner is an insanely nasty Shyvana. That's why we saw that ban in game 1. One trick Shyvana top lane up to masters at one point. Absolutely wild. And on the other side, on Past Prime, these crazy ducks. All friends from college went to North Carolina State University. Here's the real fucking crazy kicker. In 2019, we qualified as a top 8 team in the country and were flown out to LA to compete at Riot Studios for the College LOL tournament. To which I responded, holy shit, in all caps. And I think y'all can see that reflected in the play today. Mighty Support, you want some squirrel facts? I'll fucking look up some squirrel facts for you, man.
I just want to say, that is the appropriate reaction to hearing that stat.
Yeah, right? That's nuts. I did not expect that.
Draft did start. Wow, okay, we got into draft fast here.
They did exactly what I asked them to do, which was sometimes we get distracted by tangents and they should just plow ahead and we'll catch up. And
yes,
they fucking did it. And we're back in it, and draft is up and running. There's that Shyvana ban once again.
Yeah, Griddy is going to ban the Victor here. That is the adjustment they're making from game 1. Let's see, what did they live? That does mean the Aatrox is now banned in game 1. Notably, also, they selected to go back to blue side. Which makes sense. They clearly had like a draft in mind. I think their draft identity was good. Maybe the Victor just a little bit of a wrench in there, and they're like, okay, well, we had a draft in mind. We didn't really like playing against the Victor, but we're confident in what our plan was outside of that. And I love when teams do that. I love that put together.
Oh, absolutely. No, they've got an identity for sure here. Also, real quick, Ziggleflig, CDN Frost, Cranky Frank TM, and Scooger 12. Thank you guys so much for being the newest investor in low budget LCS. Thank you so much for those follows. And I see that we've got a first round pick Ash once again.
That is, I mean, Ash was very good in that game. There's plenty of reason to believe that the Ash will work again. They did a good job coordinating ganks around it. But we do see an Ezreal on the other side. No Kaisa this game, opting into the Ezreal, which is the safer laner, right? Ezreal has the E to get away.
Yes.
It's a little bit harder to make plays on the Ezreal, so I like that adjustment. Even though they had a good game on the Kaisa there were options early game to make plays bot, so I like this reaction from Past Prime. We'll see what they choose to put with it as their second pick on red side, but so far, we do get the Kha'Zix again. The bug was very good in game 1. Is that an instant Bel'Veth?
Wow, they knew what they wanted.
I love Bel'Veth. I love 2 purple junglers.
100%.
2 AD carries with blue in their splash arts, and a little bit of gold there. But also most likely we get, it's 2 brawling junglers, which we love. 2 junglers that are very fun to watch. They can take over a game. And the Maokai was very good last game, and a Lissandra adjustment. I like this. A lot more options for Lissandra in lane than Galio. Galio really wants to get all lane and do a bunch of stuff, which Lissandra does too, but Lissandra also could set up very well for herself. And an Ahri pick on the other side.
Ooh, okay. I like this.
Yeah, it's a meta staple. Ahri usually a pretty good pick. I like that reaction too. Whenever you see something like Ashe, Lissandra, you get a little bit of movement on the Ahri. Ahri can stay clear, can find opportunities to roam, and we're seeing a pretty similar, even though they're different champions, a lot of the identities on the 2 teams are the same. We're seeing, a lot of lockdown from Lissandra, a lot of lockdown from the Ashe. We don't have the jungler with the lockdown this time, but on the other side, you have the Ezreal who wants to play kind of at arm's length. Kha'Zix who still wants to get those pickoffs that can be paired out with the Ahri, who wants to find those ults into charms, pick players off. So I like it so far. We do see an Alawi ban though. That is off the table.
Yeah, pretty reasonable. And for the first time in LBLCS history, we're going to see Griddy for God pushed off those 2 champs. I know we're only 3 games deep into it, but I'm excited to see what's number 3 on their pick list for who they're going to play.
Yeah, and a Warwick ban. Okay, this means
interesting.
Because you assume Bel'Veth's the jungler, so you assume is this some research that we haven't done that Griddy for God's 3rd best champion is Warwick?
Could be.
If so, that might be one of my favorite champion pools a top laner could have, which is it's
100%.
Warwick, Shyvana, Alawi. But then it makes you wonder, like, what's the secret sauce? What's the next one down the list that you're going for?
Right, absolutely. Is there something in the back pocket that can be pulled out? Let's see how Past Prime starts to pull this together.
A Zillion top?
Love it.
Like
lock it in.
Is there like something, or is it Bel'Veth top? Is that a possibility?
Oh, taking the Braum away from the Ashe.
Like that a lot. Braum,
smart.
Very good. If an engage happens of, kind of separating a fight with the wall. So even if you get hit with an Ashe arrow, it's very easy for Braum to jump in front, eat a lot of that initial damage. Also, it's really annoying for champions like Bel'Veth, right? To have to dash in and deal damage. The second you get autoed or queued by Braum, anybody auto-attacking you can set up the stun.
Absolutely. Just paid out predictions. BT dubs.
Thank you, I'm broke. We're going back to Season 3, Cloud9.
Ooh!
Ashe, Zyra, bot lane.
Ooh, you right.
Where's the Rumble? Pick the Rumble. Let's just go 3 of this C9 comp.
Channel it. Make
but
it
yeah,
happen.
this actually can be really annoying for Ezreal Braum. Because Zyra is very good into melee champions. Oh,
wait a second. Wait a second.
Top, right?
It's gotta be cast top. Whenever I see Cassiopeia top, I always think about Dyrus playing Gnar into it and just being like, fuck, this doesn't work.
This is the worst thing imaginable. So hopefully Past Prime will not pick Gnar.
Or try it. Try to flip it past Prime.
You know what? be the one to make it work. You could be.
Kled!
Please.
Gangplank. Okay. Wow.
I do. And yet again, we have two comps that want to do a lot of different things. Gameplank's perfect for comps that have stuff like Ari and Kha'Zix that do weird things all over the map, trying to get picks in the jungle, things like that, because what helps that? A Gangplank ult right on top of it.
Right.
You can always assist this team. And also, if you're ever over diving the bot lane like last game, now Gangplank has that ultimate to lay over top of it. But on the other side, you've got a lot of tools. The Cass, obviously ranged in top lane, isn't horrible into the Gangplank. It also can deny the jump ins from Ari and Kha'Zix. And Ezreal, if she gets that miasma down, it can be very hard for them to do things. So again, two team comps that are very interesting, have clear identities. I'm excited to see how this plays out. How many kills are we? I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be in between 30 and 40, or in between 40 and 50?
40 and 50.
Okay, that wasn't fair. I should have said 40 and 50 and 50 and 60.
I think 40 and 50 for sure. I think we got, what do we get? We got a 25-minute game and north of 35 kills.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think we're looking at some softer health pools would be the polite way to put it on these champs. And if there's more squishy people on the map, someone's gonna get squished.
Yeah. Like a bug.
A bug. Although
we did
Kha'Zix has been doing a lot of the squishing.
He's been the one actually Goomba stomping onto champion so far in this, saying "King me." As Kha'Zix jumps in on top of the head of the mid laner last game. We'll see how this game goes. We do get to see very different bot lane matchup. The only remaining champion from last game is the Ashe. So Braum is there, but on the opposite side. Completely different time. Actually, just as different almost a top lane matchup as you could get from Alawi Fiora getting Gangplank Cassiopeia. Lissandra Ari in the mid lane. Similar champions, but not the scaling that Victor has. So we'll see how that plays in this game. Ari wants to be a little bit more mobile than Victor early. Exciting stuff.
By the by, predictions are live. If you want to bet on game 2, maybe you want to recoup some of your losses, maybe you want to double down with your new wealth, you can do that. Cranky.
Yeah, you can.
I gotta say, I gotta agree with Cranky Frank TM. Give us blood. That's the sentiment for this game.
That's ultimately just what we want.
Yes.
I'm not, terribly worried about. I mean, obviously, we always cheer for game 3. I try not to pick favorites, but we always cheer for game 3, right? That's just the way it goes.
Absolutely.
But really, we just want blood. I mean, if it's like a 45 minutes, 100 kill game, I'm okay with that too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Vega and I try to come to terms with the darkness that's inside of us that can only be satiated by incredibly vibrant and exciting games of League of Legends. And, we just hope that you guys can bring something to the altar and we can feast in the way that we can only do here at the LBLCS. That sounds like an ad a little bit. Whatever you say.
It does, but it's good. It does, but it's good.
Now, Oxygen Thieves has said GP into Cass sounds rough. That feels correct to you, more or less? You feel like Cass is going to be able to chase down this GP? Because I agree with a lot of what you're saying with the Gangplank being able to help in these cross-map plays, but if Griddy is able to just stomp all over the Gangplank, those ults aren't going to be particularly powerful.
Right, it'll be just a light, breeze, a slow running
a dusting, a light rain, yeah.
But I think it's okay. You never know with, people's champ pools if you're like, okay, you got to pick something ranged or something like that, and then you get into the situation of, okay, well, we're gonna play. All I have is the Gangplank who can shoot on the Q or something like that, But I mean, he does have the W to get out of the Cass ult. Cass's auto attack isn't particularly fast, which usually champions that abuse Gangplank are champions that have fast auto attacks because they can cancel the barrel before he's able to, chain it and do things like that. But obviously, I don't think it's a matchup you would ever say Gangplank is a counter in, right? I don't expect him to dominate the lane. I expect it to be a lot more Cass and him are scaling and Cass should probably, at very least, definitely early have priority on it. But you always worry about that against like a Kha'Zix, When you're someone like Cass who doesn't have, movement abilities, you don't have a good way of getting yourself, out of ganks in a long lane like top lane. It's always risky to push.
Ain't that the truth?
Nothing scarier than being a champion with no dash pushed up to another champion's tower.
Yeah, I certainly felt that a little bit when I was playing the other night. I played a couple of games of Ashe and absolutely felt the lack of mobility. But you trade it off for other things.
Exactly. You had a pop-off game. So I got
Dude,
there
thank you.
for game 2, and I was like, well, LeChance 10 kills? This is insane.
That was the pop-off. That was like
highlight of the season. Put it in the LBLCS Hall of Fame. Put it in the Smithsonian of the LBLCS.
Listen, I'm
That
just
game's an
a
all-timer.
sub. I was happy to be able to come on and do my work as a mercenary.
Most teams would be happy with a 10 kill sub. I will say that.
Hell
That feels good.
You know what also feels good, but maybe not to these squirrels? A squirrel's front teeth never stop growing. That's squirrel fact number 1 for you. And I've got more.
We were asked that.
Hell yeah. No way in hell I wasn't going to follow through. Here's another fun one. Squirrels can find food buried beneath a foot of snow. That's nuts.
That's nuts.
Here's one that I don't feel like this one counts. This is number 4 on the list. They zigzag to escape predators.
That's just
You
got serpentine.
Yeah.
Always serpentine.
Yeah. I feel like they started running out of facts fast. And there's supposed to be 10 facts on this list, so I don't know.
That's number 4?
That's number 4, dude.
That's the 4th best squirrel fact.
No, because number 5's way more interesting. Squirrels may pretend to bury a nut to throw off potential thieves.
Ooh. See, okay. Whoever wrote this is a genius because they're like, they knew we'd have that reaction.
Right.
And then they're like, I'm going to get them. They're going to think we're out of squirrel facts. And then immediately they pull us back in.
They knew what they were doing. They knew
That's
what
why
they
they're
were
writing
doing.
it. And that's why we're here and they're writing the squirrel facts.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Getting into game 2. Griddy for God versus Past Prime. They have not changed sides. They've decided they were happy with the shape of the map as is, and all they needed was another crack at it. Look at this push up into the top lane. Hold on a second here.
I like this. You have Braum.
Oh
Braum is a really
my
great level 1
God.
champion.
This is absolutely nefarious. This is insidious. Do you think they were seen by that tower? What the fuck is going on? Okay.
I think he just barely skirted it. But
oh my God, Griddy
they're
for
spotted.
Griddy for God. The flash forward. They get the slow. Will they get the flash? That's a ghost being
no
procced right there.
flash.
That's 2. No flash. They simply trade ghost for flash. Holy shit. That was nuts.
Yeah, that could have been. Okay, you gotta sign. You can't read squirrel facts and then start saying things are nuts. You gotta say they're crazy.
Shoot, you're right.
Because now it's all I can think of. The second you say nuts, I'm back in on squirrel facts. But notably, Cass doesn't have teleport this game. Has Ghost Ignite in the top lane, so that is the mobility spell for Cass gone there. There is no spell top lane, and I think most times you're okay with trading Braum's Flash to get the movement spell off a top lane. Most teams would be okay with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This Ari Lissandra matchup, I'm very interested to see how these two duelists are able to take each other on. I'm also, both these teams showed us how competent they were in game 1. Every champion I see, I'm just imagining it at its max potential,
Right, yeah.
Super nuts, huge nuts, just nuts. Damn it, Kazdom.
Nuts for nuts. I will say one difference in bot lane in this game is Zyra has the Ignite as opposed to when they played Braum last game. They had the heal, so a little less safety there. Ooh, level 2s.
Level 2s right here. No charm being pulled out by the Ahri. They're just going for those damage spells. Back and forth. The angle that this Ahri has taken. Weaving in. Oh, cancels that auto right there. Lots of damage back and forth here. Yeah.
Good trading. One difference this game is the Ezreal Braum does do a little bit more to give them priority in this lane. Ezreal very good spamming out Qs early. Doesn't get pushed in as hard as Kai'Sa on the level 2 there, but mid lane.
CC coming through. There's the charm. Actually cut their path back to the tower. Extremely good positioning from Visions.
Yeah, and you see Ahri playing aggressive because the Ahri has the Ignite. So in this game, wanting to be hyper aggressive here and punish.
Bel'Veth coming around right here. They want the Ahri. That's some CC being landed. A flash away right there. A flash across, dodging the charm. One more auto. Does it. First blood goes to the Bel'Veth.
Yeah, and there's the coral, the flash bone, the ignite blown off Ahri. Lysandra losing the flash here, but no teleport on Ahri, so that is a punishing kill. Not going to be able to teleport back. We'll see if that... Looks like they're going to hold the wave, so it won't be as bad, but...
Uh-oh, plucking Penguin right there gets it. Not a care in the world, just a walk in the park.
Yeah, much like a squirrel burying its nut in the jungle, Kha'Zix waiting to pick up that jungler after the winner.
Not unlike a squirrel at all, but Pluckin' Penguin has been found here in the park. They're going to flash away, jump over. We're going to weave squirrels deep into this cast, almost certainly.
Yeah, I mean, that one was a stretch, but I'll take it. Okay, well, we have a second here. What is the most squirrel-like league champion? Is it Teemo?
Huh. Kinda, yeah. Their shrooms are kind of like bearing nuts across the...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm never going to not think that now. He's
I
just
know,
burying
right?
acorns everywhere on the map. Why is there not a squirrel Teemo skin?
Oh, there's gonna be. There's gonna be, for sure. That's when they've really run out of ideas, is when we just start getting squirrel. You know, there are no holidays that really involve squirrels.
But there should be.
But there should be. That's what we're trying to get.
That's what we're working towards. We do see Cass is able to push in early here.
God
That's kind of what we
damn.
expected.
Yeah, absolutely. And just imagine if they had Ghost, right?
Exactly. Does have the Ignite, though. That's something to watch out for in top lane is each team has a solo laner that opted for that Ignite instead of the teleport. So unlike last game where we had 4 teleports across the map, this game only 2 teleports. So a lot of those Baron plays, you know, the cross-map plays, kind of restricted now. We'll see a lot more side laning in this game.
Yes, indeed. Dragon coming up right here. Bob Timer getting some nice wards in the appropriate position. That's another nice thing about Ashe. We didn't talk about all that much last game. Hawk shots, baby. Free vision.
Yeah, Hawkshot might be... I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it might be one of the best abilities in the game in competitive. Just because it's so much information given. It's a great poke there from the Ashe Zyra.
Seriously, yeah, they are nailing it. I mean, we saw this in game 1, right? Steam Bun Buns was on Braum before, but clearly they just have got harassing down to an art.
Yeah, and I want to point out a nice difference in what summoner spells buy you in the game. GP was able to TP back and get first push on top wave, and what that afforded them was, so you can see Cass had to catch the stacked up wave that was there. Kha'Zix and GP were able to
Penguin
walk
coming
into
around right here, but the camera cuts away, and therefore it doesn't exist because we didn't see it.
Yeah, and so what I'll say is CGP is able to place a red ward in the topside jungle and harass Copium in there.
Oh, that's the ghost getting popped right away. There it is, the flash away from the gangplank. Good flash. Skull Rider knew what was coming.
Oh yeah, that's super dangerous situation, and also now not having the teleport means stuck in the lane without your flash and a little bit lower on health. Have to be very careful if you don't know where Bel'Veth is right now.
Good point, good point. Nice barrel in the bush right there.
I love Gangplank. Dude. I like watching good Gangplank players.
Absolutely. Gangplank was... Gangplank and Gnar were the first 2 champions that I started to win games on. He holds a special place in my heart.
I like that. Oh, good harass here from Gangplank.
Yeah, great little barrel chain right there. They're going to start up Dragon. Past Prime is, I believe. Yep, that's Kha'Zix securing it right there. Good, clean pickup.
Yeah, Kha'Zix very good early Dragon taker, and they did have priority bot. Ashe on a reset, so good time to just snag that. You know, I do see Cass, knowing there's no flash, does have the ult and the ignite.
Just waiting. There it is. Oh, not able to time
barely.
it. Great emote. They're just goofing around. They didn't mean nothing by it.
Just some top laners having some fun.
Exactly. And Cranky Frank, couldn't have said it better myself. A barrel in the bush is worth 3 in the lane. It's just
actually-
how it works.
Not only is it catchy, it's also true.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
And this one works. You know, that actually makes sense.
Damn it.
We do. Bel'Veth is up here, and we do know he's very harassed down Gangplank. Does not have flash. Does have ult though. And ult a lot of times can be the anti-dive spell you need. Looks like they are gonna shy away from here. Bel'Veth is waiting. Let's see if he'll push the wave. Ooh.
Okay, now the stream has paused.
There's so much action loading.
Yeah, the game
And we
gets
need a
tense
minute.
too. Okay. I'm always gonna say that for you, the viewers, so you know that we haven't crashed. And I hope that's helpful. Here we go, Bel'Veth coming around the back right here. That's gonna be a little bit of poison that does land down, and there it is. Just clean, patient ganks coming out of Griddy for God.
And early in this game, it's actually the top side of the map with the Bel'Veth attention. Surprisingly, last game we saw so much attention put to the bot lane with the Ashe. This game, focusing more on getting some ganks off around the top side of the map here, and do see the Rift Herald started up for Bel'Veth, but notably, Cass is on a recall and does not have teleport. GP will be spawning with ult in a second, I think.
Plucking Penguin.
I think our dear bat friend has to... Well, it does have Lissandra there now. Ari does not also have teleport, so another back
Is
timing
Bel'Veth a
there.
giant bat?
It looks like a bat, right?
Yeah. Did you see the new champ thing that got leaked?
Yeah, she looks so cool.
Yeah.
I am wondering. So Vlad is like, I always thought Vlad was like a vampire.
Right.
I guess he's not really a
He's
vampire.
just a big blood boy.
Yeah, he's more like a hemomancer. He's not really like a
I love
vampire.
that. I am such a sucker. If you put Mancer on the back of anything, there it is. Plucking Penguin gonna dive in, gonna go for this 1v1. But a great ult! That was incredible from Griddy for God, but he's gonna get charmed up, or he's gonna get that kill. Now it's a 2v1, but an Ashe arrow from downtown will connect. I don't think that's gonna turn the tide of the fight though. Hard to tell because the camera has clicked away. Loki just going for some easy poke. Actually, easy poke. Braum Shield doing the brunt of the work, and we do still have it back here. I wonder if Charm is back up. Let's see. They're going to commit onto this Gangplank, taking a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage coming through right there, but Skull Rider will survive. Now it's a 2v1. Going to flash forward. You're going to need another auto. At least one more will do it. That's it. Lissandra gets red buff now, but this is just a complicated way of getting buffs. Back over to the Lissandra. Love that she kept weaving, or sorry, back over to the Ahri. Love that she kept weaving in those autos.
And after all is said and done, it is 4-4 in this game. As we wouldn't have it any other way, but an extremely close game. I think one of the biggest part about that is it's an extended fight at the Rift Herald, but Lissandra will have the TP to come back to lane. Gangplank actually was able to crash a wave during that, which is really good. Cass notably doesn't have the teleport, had to miss out on that EXP. And that was right after, dying and then coming right back, or basing, coming right back to lane, dying, and then having to walk back again. So big movements here on the side of Past Prime, always looking to scrap around these objectives, but gold very even. We should see it even up a little bit more, and Ashe catches this wave. Well, it looks like we're going to have a repeat right back to the Rift Herald. They're ready to fight again.
Yeah, they love it. Both these teams are great at just getting clocked, a couple of times and then coming right back, having learned the lessons. But do they have the numbers? Raijin in the bush right there. That's a lot of damage onto the Bel'Veth. God, these barrels are going to start to hurt. Ashe Arrow connects right there. That's a ghost coming in for Griddy for gold, but he's going to get charmed up as Lissandra goes in, and that's Cassiopeia just getting taken out. The rest of the team not able to arrive at the right moment. Wow.
Yeah. Whew. A lot of burst out of the other side, a lot of CC2. Even though the Ashe Arrow lands, they don't quite have the angle to get in and deal the damage. So it's like it is going to be a Rift Herald going over, and we just talked about Cass, not having that teleport, being sent back to base. This is now a third in a row, and even though it's not showing in the farm, the EXP a lot of times is where that, shows up, and you're not even near minions, dying. See what they can make happen around it, though. There is time while they're over at this Rift Herald that there could be opportunities for them to push lanes, do things like that. We'll see. Looks like Zyra's just going to clear some vision out here.
Okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of what we saw last game, right? Sort of happening at a different time signature, but now Past Prime has got about 3k gold lead. Now, in game one, this is where they started to pull away with it. Now, Griddy for God knows that, They know they've got to do things to bring themselves back into this game, but this is where the lessons from game 1, we're going to see how they can impact game 2 here.
Absolutely. I think one of the most notable differences in this game is that the mid lane matchup is a lot more even, right? That there is a gold lead on the map, but it's a lot more spread around.
Charm through onto the Lissandra. That's some CC back onto the Ahri. Let's see, but Plucking Penguin here as well. That's the jump. Nice ult onto themselves. Lissandra's got to come out of it, though. Finds themselves faced with the Kha'Zix. Goes through. Oof. Lot of damage onto the Ahri, but not enough to get that kill.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be close for a second there, but great job buying time for the Kha'Zix to get there and make the play. I love that Kha'Zix is hovering this too, just not allowing any opportunity for them to,
Here's
make
the
a
ult through, but a barrel connects as well, and the ult getting dropped too. The 1v1, let's see, Ignite ticking down, and that's going to be Gangplank getting the kills. We cut down to the bot lane. CC does land onto the both of them. Zyra trying to play bodyguard for this Ashe. They are backing up. Bob Timer getting some Qs off right here. Bun's in some trouble. One more auto. That's the Q. It lands. The tower actually collects one of the Ezreal abilities.
Woo! That is close, and we see the value of Braum. All he does really in that fight is get an auto onto each of them, and he's able to chase that Zyra down. We do have Velvet on the bot side. They're trying to bait for this. There is a flash on Ashe here. But there are 2 flashes on the other side. Braum does take a tower shot.
Good look. That's something. Bel'Vath gonna go in. Can they get to the Ezreal? That's gonna be the target, but so much damage is coming out, and these are really, really, really low health bars. One more auto, a flash forward. Does Ashe? Ashe holds on to her flash.
Ooh. Yeah, very close there. Ashe with the Iron Will holding on to that flash there, not expending it. Very close plays in the bot lane there, but ultimately it looks like it's just going to be tower pressure over for the Ezreal.
Bel'Vath thought about it, starts the back. Little Robot Man thought Bel'Vath was a Manta Ray. I could see that as well.
I think you're right. I actually think that is true.
Wait, do we know where she's from? Is she from the Shadow Isles or the...
She's a Void champion,
Got you.
I do believe it is a Manta Ray.
Okay. Dude, I've been playing a lot of Legends of Runeterra recently. The fucking card. Oh my god, flash over the wall right here. That Ashe arrow must have connected on a Plucking Penguin who goes. Oh my god, drops their ult right there. So much damage coming through. Oh my god, holy shit. They get the Kha'Zix. That was close. That's the kind of turn. But Ahri's right here. Whoa, whoa. But it's Ahri, right? Ahri's got dashes on dashes on dashes. Steam Bun's in some trouble. They know they've got to go up. They're going to drop everything they can, but they are going to get taken out. Oh my god. What looked to be, the flash forward from the Lissandra. Ashe is here as well. That's going to be CC going on to Braum, but the damage is coming through from Ahri, and Ashe just gets eviscerated right there. The follow-up damage is insane. Can Lissandra get her cooldowns back in time? No. 4 for 1 across a myriad of plays right there. Past Prime's on fire.
Yeah, Past Prime very good at scrapping. We've seen that just kind of be the case in these games. It's even if plays are made and they get down, they're so good at just team fighting their way out of situations. In the beginning, that looked like, wow, what a great play for Griddy Forgotten. They get in, they get the Dragon Steal, they get the kill on Kha'Zix, but immediately the Ahri roaming down their bot lane, ready to respond, and just like that, it's a 4 for 1, and I think they'll take that trade for Dragon every day.
Absolutely. This top tower looking a little bit fragile right now. Griddy for God bouncing back and forth, but the minions are going to take that one down. God, this Plucking Penguin has been wild on these Kha'Zix games.
Absolutely. I mean, the scoreline doesn't really show the amount of pressure that Kha'Zix is putting on the map right now. Right. Kha'Zix all over the place, covering for lanes, able to make a ton of plays on the map, and gotta say right now, we're seeing a lot of how Past Prime was that game. When they get a pick, they get so much off of it, so much pressure on the map, and we'll see just how Griddy for God can respond to it, because they do have the tools, right? They have the Lissandra ult, they have the Zyra Ashe, they have, if they can find someone in a bad position, they can punish it so quickly.
Absolutely. They have the tools. It can happen.
Oh, we do have a Braum Kha'Zix behind here.
Oh my god, this is definitely a flank. There it is. You talked about it in draft. That is the GP ult coming through, but a teleport coming out as well. Steam Bun's in a little bit of trouble. The Ashe is split. That's going to be the ult coming through, and just so much damage. Ashe can make it back to tower. Oh my god. Oh wait, that connects actually, but the flash and the dash away. I mean, you just can't lock this fox down.
You can, and unfortunately, Ashe Arrow CCs for less time the closer you are to someone, so a point-blank Ashe Arrow doesn't CC for very long, and Belveth not able to quite make that play on top lane. It is a flash on the GP, and at this point, now that he's 2 items, the wave clear is pretty good. Very dangerous to dive GP at this point in the game. You catch one wrong barrel, and it can get turned around, but we see the strength here. They're doing a great job punishing any aggression that comes
Steam
out.
Bun Bun's walking forward, is going to get the CC off, but is going to get taken down. Jungle Diff Copium, hold on. Trying to follow up Hawk Shot. Can they get revenge for that pick? Not yet. Dang, Braum really is annoying. That's going to be Ezreal going forward. Close range on the Ezreal, but when you've got the backup, you can do that. Plucking Penguin gets another kill. All right, now their KDA starting to reflect a little bit more. But couldn't agree more with what you said before. They are exuding so much pressure across the map. Plucking Penguin hasn't always been getting the kills, but they've been in so many lanes.
Yeah, and we see there kind of the annoyance that is Ezreal Braum for a melee champion. It's so hard to get in and make a play. Whew. Ezreal throwing the ult out there just in case Lissandra decided to get aggressive there, but it's a 10k gold lead right now. Second rip round on the map. Looks like that is going to be started up by Past Prime. I don't expect it will be contested. I think right now you're just trying to get some of those second items on the side of Griddy for gold, trying to get a little bit of that power back, clear some waves in the meantime, maybe catch somebody in the wrong area while the rift round's going on.
100%. Oh, what's up, Sean the First? Hello to you as well. Pushing into this top side jungle. Griddy for God. Now, you've got to make something happen, right? Once the gold lead starts to get to around this size, you start thinking about crazy plays. Itty Bitty Banshee, Past Prime, won game 1. My bad. Made a little chance whoopsie and forgot to change the screen that would show that. But yes, Past Prime is up 1 game. This is game 2.
Yep, and when you get to this point, also, you do want to make action because you never want to allow Gangplank to sit in side lanes, right? We all know how quickly Gangplank can get to that point, you know, the 1,000 damage barrels, etc., etc.
Ugh.
You really don't want to get to that point, especially when you draft a comp with Belveth and Cassiopeia, because you don't really have a true tank in the comp, right? Zyra also in support. You have a lot of champions that do not want to eat barrels, you know, and he's kind of escaped the most dangerous part of the game for Gangplank, which would have been the early game, right?
Right.
You know, he's more susceptible to ganks and things can happen. He played it very safely, very smart from Wolf Skull Rider there, just, you know, playing safe, not overextending, you know, blowing the flash when he had to, and now in a position where, you know, has a bunch of gold and can have a huge impact on the game.
Totally, and that was Skull Rider really learning from game 1, right? They said, I can't underestimate Griddy. The Griddy won 3 1v1s, right? Back-to-back down CS, and was just clearly a very competent duelist. This dragon is going to get started up. Only 3rd dragon of the game so far. Charm goes wide, and that's one of those things, right? If that charm connects, that is a dead Belvat.
Yeah, because we've seen before, Past Prime is all about hard committing to any play that happens, right? They're all in as a team the second anything happens. And
the flash over the wall, they're going for it. They want this steal. They don't steal it, though, and now the fight continues. Here we go. Teleport coming through. Can we get a Cassiopeia ult that could save the game? Maybe not. That's a Zyra ult being dropped down, gets 2 targets. Ezreal over the wall, getting these Qs off, trying to fight and close off these choke points, but Ezreal goes over, gets stuffed by the Lissandra, but there's just so much damage coming through from Past Prime. There's a great Cassiopeia ult, collects a lot of people, but the damage just isn't there with Braum in the front. You can't get those Qs past, and that is Cassiopeia falling as well. 4 for nothing. They aren't able to collect that dragon, but I applaud the attempt.
yeah, I like the idea. You know, Ash Arrow set up over the wall. It was blind. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get this. Should be a mid tower. It looks like they're going to go Baron afterwards. You talked about it. Past Prime so good at getting an advantage and then pushing it into so many more advantages, and that's going to be a mid tower, probably a Rift Herald crash onto the base and a Baron. That's going to set them up in a very dominant position late in this game. We are 26 kills in. Will we reach the 40 to 50 mark?
That's a good point. I would not have thought so even 5 minutes ago, but it has started to pick up. I think it's going to depend, right? If Griddy for God can sort of pull up and level out this game, it's going to have to be through, you know, playing exceptionally smart and a little bit of cockiness on the side of Past Prime. But we will see what happens as they start to enact their Baron plan. Can they crack the base? Certainly, mid lane looking pretty fragile for Griddy.
Definitely, and unfortunately, I don't have a ton of
Dude, the
amazing
flash
ways
forward,
to
the
flash
charm,
out.
Ari gets it. That's the execution. Visions knew exactly what they were doing right there. They've still got 2 charges. They're going to go in. They're going to take 1 tower shot. But hold on. Asher's around the corner. One more auto will do it. One more anything will do it. And it's going to be the Ash Arrow. It's going to be the shutdown. And that, honestly, is a little bit of what we were talking about, right? That is an unnecessary shutdown that went over. That is a Baron buff that is gone. And that is this kind of thing that Griddy needs to see more of.
Absolutely. That is a huge play. A lot of gold onto the Ash there, and you're really trading it out for Lysandra goes down, but that's the flash off of Ari, the ignite off Ari, but...
The execution. God, I mean, Kha'Zix has so much damage. Just barely dodging those barrels. You were absolutely right, Vega. Nobody wants to eat those. Gunpowder is bad for the digestive tract. Cassiopeia is going to back up out of that lane and just let that tower go down.
Absolutely, and you're at the point now where you have to play for picks, right? You have to play for them making a mistake under one of these towers, and Ari going down is big, but still the other 4 members are very strong also. Ezreal poke, very annoying at this stage in the game.
Just peeking at gold here. Oh my god! Penguin! Gets off, avoids the Cassiopeia ult, and still, there's some follow-up, but I don't know if it's enough. Just gets away, no consequences. Plucking Penguin. Oh, wait, what? Was that a... That was a barrel, right? That was a barrel.
Late game gangplank time.
How dare my eyes flicker up to the gold for a quarter of a second. I mean, that is the damage that we're dealing with here on the side of Past Prime, who, by the way, is anything but past their prime. Honestly, we might be seeing them peak here right now. This is excellent play. They are taking out every tower, every inhibitor, being very safe, keeping Baron empowered minions in every lane. The assignment, the communication, and we might see it again in this team fight right here. Maybe there will be one, maybe there won't, but they're certainly thinking about it.
Yeah, and you can kind of see the experience of them as a team. Very coordinated.
Ash Arrow goes wide, splits the uprights. That's an extra 2 points, 3 points?
3 points.
3 points. Football, baby.
Sports.
Sports.
But yeah, you see how coordinated they are. It just even, you know, all the waves crashing in the side lanes at the same time. When they get an objective, they do such a good job maximizing, you know, the damage that they can do out of that Baron.
That's a charm over the wall. That's the damage coming through. Bel'Veth survives the onslaught. Wait, Ezreal goes for the ult. Is not able to clip the Bel'Veth. Cinean Vision diving back in says, I will get someone, and they do. Oh my god, the Ignite taking down on Bun Buns. Another charm! Oh my god, wait, can Cassiopeia do the outplay? Grounding them both, very, very helpful. That's going to be Bel'Veth going in, getting that kill. Cinean Visions finding themselves in a 1v2. Of course, a 1v2 by their own design from killing the other teammates on Griddy. Visions going forward, clearing these lanes. A teleport up here by Skull Rider. They want to keep the pressure on. They want to keep them in their base. They're not going to let them leave until Past Prime has something else to do than harass them under these inhibitor towers. Penguin goes for the kill, the assassination on Griddy. They're not able to get it. Never mind. Yes, they are able to get it on the back end of that REQ, and the towers fall as the minions crash forward, surging over the Nexus. The damage on the pad from Past Prime is insane. And in 25 minutes, they take it again.
Absolutely insane play there. And Wolf Skull Rider says, I've seen my mid and, you know, bot laner be the kill leaders in the league. It's my turn to be the kill leader in a game. And the 9-kill Gangplank in that game. Second, it got the late game on those 3 items. Gangplank absolutely deleting people. Insane play there. Great job for Past Prime tonight. Now, you said it best. Definitely not past their prime. That was, you know, absolutely clean game.
No, not at all. My God. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Those are really exciting games, and I'm hyped to watch more executive. If that's the level of play we're watching, Jesus. Now, you don't have to, but we're gonna offer, if you'd like to do an interview at Past Prime, I'm just gonna tag them in the Discord and see if anybody wants to come on and talk.
Oh. Gosh. Damage charts. Let's take a peek. I mean, hot diggity dog.
Holy moly. I mean, a lot of good spread around. And you know what's crazy is both those games were so close early, and it feels like there's just one or two plays that go away, and then instantly, Past Prime just does such a good job punishing. I mean, it looked like, honestly, watching that series looked like two playoff teams playing each other.
Anybody specific you'd like to talk to from Past Prime? Loki's offering, if not.
I'm okay with anybody. I mean, like, I'm okay with everybody, or not everybody at once, but whoever.
All right, yeah, we're gonna take Loki. Yeah, hop in. Community. Whoop, spelled that
Get in
wrong.
here, Loki.
That's embarrassing.
Omnithy.
Community. New
Community.
words. But either way, welcome to the cast, Loki from Past Prime. God, congratulations on these wins. Fucking wild.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, talk us through what you guys going on. You've got a very impressive resume. I want to hear a little bit about what that experience was like for you guys and just what the practice has been. How long have you guys been playing together?
Yeah, so we're all former NC State alumni. We all went to college together. I met basically everyone my first year there as a freshman in 2019. When I say everyone else, I mean basically everyone else on the team. So Wolfsky Rider, Pluck and Penguin, Visions, and our Bob Timer 3, but that wasn't his name back then. He name changed. But
Nice.
they were all part of our school's esports, League of Legends esports team. And they had another support there as well. So, you know, my first year there, I was just basically getting into it. I wasn't really into competitive league, but I wanted to get into it. So I kind of joined as just kind of a support staff role because I'm not sure how much people know about the collegiate scene, but for state schools in particular, they don't have a lot of support from the college itself. Everything is done by the team itself. So it was really a team effort throughout that entire year in terms of like, you know, drafting, playing, scouting, all that. So long story short, that team ended up qualifying as one of the top 8 teams, collegiate teams in the nation. And we got to go to LA to compete in the collegiate League of Legends. So we were able to play Maryville at the time in quarters, unfortunately losing to them, and they ended up winning everything that they won the tournament. But it was just an amazing experience, and I think everyone really loves playing competitive 5v5s. But you know, that was in 2019, and unfortunately since then, because of COVID and people graduating, at least the NC State, you know, esports team kind of sort of fizzled out. But everyone was like still really loving to play 5v5s. No one liked playing solo queue, as I'm sure other teams are aware since
That's a relatable experience.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, no one liked playing solo, but everyone loved playing, you know, competitive. So it actually happened was we were looking into leagues for a while, couldn't really find one that everyone wanted to do, and that we kind of just left it at that. But this past spring, when the summer LCS or spring was in Raleigh, we all met up again and said, hey, let's really try to see if we can do some kind of league. We all want to kind of get back into it. We really, you know, it would really be fun to do. So we found this league, and I sent out some invites saying, hey, y'all, is anyone interested? And surprisingly, everyone was like, yeah, they're super interested in playing. So, you know, we just kind of see this as like a just a fun league that we play once a week. Not too much practice. I know you're asking about that.
Yeah.
I think we're just kind of relying on our fundamentals. We don't try to practice too much. We do a few norms here or there, but I think everyone's just, you know, relying on the fundamentals they've built up, and yeah, we're just happy to play.
Dude, that is awesome.
That's so cool.
You guys have been on such a journey. And you know, nothing wrong with the, you know, once a week mind meld. Just get back in the Megazord and see if the instincts come back to you, which they clearly did. So, like, how's the communicate? Do you guys, is it sort of one, is it just a soup of people communicating? Do you guys have one main shot caller, or is everybody just really confident in their abilities and everyone just does what they know is right?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of shot calling, I think everyone's sort of like it's all a super comfortable environment. You know, it's not like, you know, one person's like, you know, scared to speak up. We're all really good friends, so it's I would say it's definitely situational depending on like the game state or the, you know, who has a lead and whatnot. So, you know, generally I will credit our jungler. He's a probably, if I had to name anyone, it would be him in terms of the main shot caller. Just, you know, his, you know, personality and just his role. He's always trying to move around and make plays. But everyone from our top laner to our mid laner, you know, I mean, they were really ahead this game. So, you know, anytime they were like, oh, I see an angle here, they'll talk about it. And I mean, this game, both myself and my fellow bot laner, at least for the first, you know, 10 to 14 minutes, were just kind of humbly sitting under tower, waiting for the onslaught to stop and just sort of calling our team to come and help us. But yeah, I mean, past that, you know, I think everyone does a good job to communicate and shot call when needed.
Awesome. I have one question. Just,
Sure.
you know, are you guys North Carolina natives, or did you all just happen to go to NC State?
Most of them, I think everyone is but me. So
Wow.
I'm a Massachusetts native, but I think everyone else is a North Carolina native. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to pick favorites, but as a North Carolina native, I mean, it's pretty easy for me to pick past Prime right now. It's like even though
They're
I
your
will
state
say-
team.
I'm a Clemson fan, so rooting for an NC State team feels kind of weird, but you know, it is what it is. At least it's a North Carolina team. It's so cool to hear that you guys going from like collegiate, the time off to here and things like that. That's such an awesome journey to hear. I mean, it shows. It looks like you guys are having fun while you play. You know, like 5, you know, friends playing the game, and I just think that's really awesome to see.
Yeah, it's super fun. I mean, we don't, at least us 5, you know, we'll sometimes get, you know, 2 or 3 of us on to play together, but it's been a while since all 5 of us has played, you know, together and, you know, somewhat seriously. I know clashes here or there, but most of the time we just kind of, you know, for fun and clash. But I think everyone's really enjoying being in a competitive environment and having an opportunity to do this. So I think we're all super happy about that.
Hell yeah. Well, we're happy to have you. It's definitely always fun to play for stakes, and thank you so much for giving us such exciting games to cast. One last thing before we let you go, just a general anything else you want to say? Well, you've got the stage.
I just want to, I guess, thank you guys. Thank the LBLCS for putting this on. It's, you know, from when I first, you know, got here, I can tell it's a lot of logistics and keeping track of, and, you know, there's no entry fees or anything like that. So you're all just doing this out of, I guess, the kindness of your hearts and the fun of the competition. So I know we really appreciate that we get this opportunity. So I want to thank you all the staff, and, you know, keep a lookout for us. So, because I think we all have the expectation to, you know, to win this league.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
Go.
Oh, they're fucking humble too. God damn it. All right. Yeah, you've got me in your corner as well. Well, Loki, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, hot damn.
Woo.
Another buck wild night. Vega, anything you want to say, recommend, preach?
Nothing to preach, nothing to recommend this week. Just pure thankfulness for the first couple games that we've gotten to cast have just been so
Dude.
good. They've just been so fun, and the teams. Shout out to everybody in the Discord. It just feels like there's so much more interaction right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's so much more, you know, people talking, and just like the community has been so amazing this season, and, you know, past seasons too, but really feels like there's so many new faces and awesome people. Just shout out to everybody. You know, and also shout out to Pickle Hater for arguing with everybody in the
Dude,
League Pro
there is
chat.
a
I just wanna make sure.
bloodbath in in the pro chat in the Discord right now.
Yeah, it is. It's you know, people have opinions, and that's important. That's, you know, that's your right in
That
the
is
LBLCS.
putting it lightly. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
people have opinions. I won't speak to those opinions, but people do have them.
Oh, well, we are going to go out. We're going to raid someone, because why wouldn't you? So feel free to stick around. Even if you're only going to stick around for a couple of seconds, feel free to stick around and say, hey, we're going to raid one of the other leagues that's on tonight.
Thank you again to all the teams that played. Thank you to Vega for being, just a wonderful person to cast with. And
thank you.
Dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that. This is a blast. As Loki said, we're doing it for the fun of the game. We're going to go out on the 10th squirrel fact. Wait, let me get this raid going, and then we'll go out on the 10th squirrel fact. Vega, would you like to guess what they went with for the 10th squirrel fact?
For the 10th fact? Oh.
Yeah. What's their penultimate? What did the author look? They looked at the squirrel facts and they said, this is our anchor. This is what's going to really bring it home.
Yeah, because this is what you're going to remember when you finish the article. This is what you're going to remember.
When you go home and you talk to your family, this is going to be the one that sticks in your mind.
Now I feel like I should know more squirrel facts because I don't know where to start. I'm going to say something about how many nuts a squirrel can have in their mouth at a time.
Damn, that would have been so interesting.
It probably varies squirrel to squirrel, though. So
yeah, that's true. We don't really know. Also, big ups to the Cuisinart WAF 30 round flip Belgian waffle maker. Big ups. Thank you so much, Cuisinart, for making such a cool waffle maker. It's not sponsored. I've never even used one, but I was looking up best waffle makers of 2023, and they were number 1. Here it is. The last squirrel fact, number 10. The ultimate fact. You can bring this home. You can tell your family, your parents, your children, your loved ones. Fact number 10. Squirrels don't dig up all of their buried nuts, which results in more trees. That was it. Thank you guys so much. We will talk to you guys another night. We'll be back with more streams. There's definitely one happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday at some point. Brought to you by Pop Boa. Peace out.